Om Swastiastu.
Om Swastiastu.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Good.
Great, that's good to hear. So, in this wonderful opportunity, I would like to present to you about a material called Pragmatics. So, before we get into the material, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Putu Daneshwara with the student education number 331202143 from the class 3E. And before we get into the pragmatics material definition, we ought to know about the difference between semantics and pragmatics. So the difference between semantics and pragmatics, semantics studies the literal meaning of the language, meanwhile pragmatics studies the inferred meaning of the sentence. And the secondly, semantics studies words and their meaning in language, while pragmatics also studies with the words and their meanings, but in related contexts. So, nextly, I would like to tell you about the definition of pragmatics. So I've gathered around two sources of definition. The first one is Indiana University. According to Indiana University, pragmatics is the systematic study of meaning by virtue of or dependent on the use of language. Secondly, according to masterclass.com, pragmatics is a field of linguistic concern with what a speaker implies and a listener infers based on contributing factors like the situational context, the individual's mental states, the preceding dialogue, and the other elements. So, in conclusion, pragmatics is a branch of linguistics that focuses on the study how context contributes to meaning in human language. Nextly, here are the elements of pragmatics. The first one is the speaker, who is talking and to whom. Secondly is the context of the speakers here in the conversation, which is divided by three parts, which is the first one, linguistic context, situational context, and social context. And the third one is the speaker's intention. So the speaker's intention is the intended meaning. Nextly is the dimensions of the pragmatics itself. The first one, pragmatics, is the study of speaker meaning. This means it is concerns with the interpretation of the speaker's meaning by the listener. For example, when Dayat asked for a glass of water to Bram, Bram, as the listener here, interpret that Dayat is thirsty. And secondly, the study of contextual meaning. Pragmatics is the study of contextual meaning. Here means the interpretation of what speakers exactly mean in the specific context and how the current influence in the meaning. So, as example, when Gandhi asked Dede, "Hi Dede, hi Dede, how are you?" And Dede replied with, "Hi, yes, the weather is great today and Barcelona winning yesterday." So, as you can see here, yes, it is grammatically correct, but it doesn't fit the correct context and the situation. Thirdly, pragmatics is a study of how more gets communicated than that is said. So here is, we are learning to know about the invisible meaning. So the example is when Dinar asks Alia, "Please close the window." So the invisible meaning here of this Dinar is cold by the weather, or Dinar is being disturbed by the situation outside, which is being too loud. So it is depending on the situation of how we get the visible meaning of the sentence. Lastly, pragmatics is the study of the expression of relative distance. So here, the physical and social closeness determine how much it is tend to be said. For example, the first one, the physical closeness. When, for example, when Hedwig said to Gandhi, "Please take this." So that means that only Gandhi and Hedwig knows what is the thing that being transferred to. So secondly is the social closeness of the aspect of the fourth one, which is when I said to Gandhi, "Hey Gandhi, we had fun last night, right?" So Gandhi replied with, "Yes, we truly had fun." So by this, me and Gandhi knows where the party is, when the party is, and who are the people we are going to party with, we were going to party with. And Next one, to know about the importance of pragmatics, I have gathered around some information. So the first one, pragmatics help us to build social interactions. Second one, pragmatics can help us avoid miscommunication. And the third one, pragmatics helps us make interaction more brief but still relevant. And the last one is pragmatics interpret ambiguous interaction. So lastly, to know more about the examples of pragmatics, I gathered an example from YouTube by Riani. So please listen and see.
Sometimes a speaker doesn't have to say a lot of words to get his message delivered. For example, when I'm talking in front of the class and you ask my permission to go to the toilet, I can simply say, which means I allow you. I don't have to answer it with, yes, you may go to the toilet. That is how more gets communicated than is said means. The way I allow you to go to the toilet can happen because I am your lecturer, which technically I'm more powerful than you as students. That's why I can simply say, Not to mention, I am talking in front of the class and you interfere. So I don't want to waste my time answering and go back to talking immediately. If you, as student,
So there are the examples of pragmatics. So to know about did you will know about this material that I've explained, I've gathered some exercise for you guys. So I collect answers of examples of pragmatics from two people from you. So if you know about the examples of pragmatics, please raise your hand. So yes, please Diane, can you please answer?
Yeah, so thank you. My name is Dayat, and I think the example is you and your friend are sitting in your bedroom studying, and she says, "It's hot here. Can you crack open the window?" And it means like your friends is asking you to crack the window or to damage it. Like, however, taken in a context, we can infer that they're actually asking for the window to be open a little.
Yes, thank you. It's really correct. So thank you, Diane, for the answer. So crack. Please get ready. So yes, crack the window there doesn't mean that the friend has to punch the window to get it cracked, but the meaning there is to open the window. So anyone else would like to try and get the example? Yes, please, Eka.
The example of pragmatic and non-opinion. You are talking to a neighbor and they look bored. The neighbor keeps looking at their watch and they don't appear to be paying much attention to what you are saying. Suddenly, they say, "Gosh, would you look at the time?" And so, repeating that this statement. In my opinion, the literal meaning is that your neighbor is instructing you to look at the time. However, we can infer that they are trying to get away from the conversation through their visual body language. Is it correct?
Yes, it is totally correct. Thank you, Eka and Diane. Please give the round of applause. Those examples are truly correct, and those are the examples of pragmatics. So, lastly, we are moving to the end of my presentation, so I would like to give you a summary of my presentation. So, pragmatics is a branch of linguistics that focuses on the study of how context contributes to meaning in human language. So there are three elements in this pragmatics, which is the speaker, the context, and what the speaker's truly intention. So pragmatics is very important to help us build social communication skills, avoid miscommunication, and pragmatics helps us make interaction brief but still relevant. I think that is all for my presentation today. So I would like to close the presentation with Santi. And before I close it, I would like to apologize if there are some mistakes made along my presentation after the meeting. So thank you and Santi.
Om Santi.